Hey, everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mugshot Monday. You guys, I'm here with my girl Keisha. We're going to talk about the end of Love After Lockup. I look different. I'm in my sister's place. I am probably sound different because I'm less sick than before and also
Mhm, mhm.
probably in an echoey room. So, it is what it is.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Yep.
I gotta record where the plug is, and that's where I am today. I'm recording where the plug
Th
is.
That's so funny that you said that because 'cause I'm like, "You've been at your sister's house every day we've recorded this week," but then I remember we've been recording for a different show.
We have been recording for Love is Blind, you guys. So Love is Blind season 7 drops
Mhm,
on Netflix on Tuesday. That's tomorrow. It'll drop at like 3 a.m. or something like that Eastern time. It's some real weird time. So
mhm.
I believe that our episodes also go out at 3 a.m. So once you watch one episode, come on over, listen to the recap. That's going to be on Pink Shade Prime, $10 level.
Mhm.
And boy, oh boy, Keisha and I were just discussing when we did the recap for episode 4 how hard we were laughing at ourselves
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the
Uh-huh.
stupidity of these people.
Yeah, they worked up to their stupidity because at first I was like the first couple of episodes were like, "I don't know, like, these people are kinda, like, just, kinda
Boring.
boring."
Yeah, boring.
Oh, but did they step it up? Either they stepped it up or we just stepped it up for them. I don't know which one is true, but our recap for episode 4 is one of
Yeah.
the best episodes that we've had. I will
Yeah,
say
and
that.
also
We laughed our asses off.
we were both sleep deprived, so
You
that
guys may not even find it to be funny. We just were cracking ourselves up.
that's a great point. That's a great
Mhm.
point. It might be just funny to us, but I
Just it
think
was
the
just
whole thing is gonna be funny. I think the whole thing is gonna
I
be
think
funny.
so too. I think so
Man,
too.
oh man, oh man.
Yeah.
So you guys, Love After Lockup, we got our finale here. So starting next week, we get Life After Lockup, where some of these people will continue, and then we're also getting Justine and Montana Mills, and then Key Rock and Brittany,
Louis, yeah, Louis and
Louis,
Melissa,
and then the other are
Kiki and Robert.
who?
Remember the one with all the cameras in the house?
Robert and Tenny.
Tenny, yeah,
Tenny. Uh-huh.
they're back too. So
That's right.
and Zeruiah and
Yeah.
Troy,
Some
which
more
I could have
people.
totally done without them.
Yeah, we've got people from this show. Let me scroll to the bottom where I wrote it down. We've got people from this show. We got
Bianca,
Kim and Joey. Sorry, it took me a
yep.
second. Kim and Joey.
Hmm.
And then not Julian, not Letitia, not Hope and Arthur, but Zaria and Daniel and
Troy,
Bianca. Daniel and Bianca,
yeah.
they like did them dirty at the end of this episode. They're like, Daniel and Bianca, you'll see them later. Don't even worry about them. Who cares?
Because no one literally cares. Like
No, no,
the
no one cares.
I forget about them every single episode. I'm like, oh yeah, them.
And you're like, oh God, that girl, she's terrible. She's
She really
terrible.
fucking
She's a bad
is.
person.
Yeah, she is.
Um, so why don't we start with them? Since
Okay,
since
let's
we
do it.
since they're on our hit list, we may as well give them a
Yeah.
start.
Hmm.
Bianca and Daniel. So here comes Daniel. He's coming out of prison, Keisha. This is the last episode of the season. Here he comes.
Yes. Hmm.
And she's with his cousins. Remember, we got Robert, who we determined last episode. The two of them need to just fucking get it over with.
Rage fuck.
A rage
Yes.
fuck. They
Hmm.
hate each other. They
Hmm.
love each other. We can't just tell what's
Yes.
happening there.
Hmm.
And then his cousin Sarah, who was like, "Oh my God, Bianca is my girl. We're gonna party. Woo! Don't tell anybody that I like to drink too." Yep, yep,
I think she wants to drunk kiss Bianca.
yep.
I'm kind of
Wow.
picking up on those kind of vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she loves
Everyone
her.
wants a piece of Bianca, a piece of Bianca, and I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I mean,
Yeah.
she's all right. She and all that.
Yeah. No.
So he comes out of the prison. They all hug and they kiss, and he says he feel like the producers are talking to him like for like a moment. And how do you
Right.
feel? He says, "I'm so excited. I feel so lucky. I feel so grateful for what the future has in store for us. This is fantastic." And she just goes, "I can't wait to fuck you."
Yeah,
Thanks, Bianca.
I think that this girl only has like 3 levels to her, and
Okay.
that's it. It
Yeah.
is it is not she's not an onion. There's no layers to pull back. She is a
That's
banana. Peel, 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 and you've got your banana. That's it.
that is The best description I've ever heard. Not an onion, no layers.
She's not an onion.
No layers.
Layers at all.
She gets very distracted because he has some sort of confetti in his hair, and she's
Well,
like,
I did too.
because she was like, "Is it hairspray?" Like she was confused.
I was too. I was like, what the fuck is that in his hair? And once again, why are the producers not saying, hey, there's like a little something in your hair?
But where do prisoners get confetti? Do they just rip up
Well,
some paper towels?
I think he said that. I know. Daniel's being released tomorrow. Everyone's trying up your toilet paper in little bitty pieces. I think he said the who are the people that work there?
The guards, the COs.
I think he said they did it.
There's no way the COs are doing confetti parties for prisoners.
I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Well, maybe I should pay more attention.
You're the one who's taking notes.
You're right about that. Well, anyway, he makes a heartfelt comment about getting out of prison, and she says, I can't wait to fuck you. All right. So they walk over, and mom is crying. Of course, we remember this woman's had a lot of tragedy. She's hugging him,
Yeah.
and she's like, you look so good. Sorry, yawning. I've got coffee, guys. It'll stop in a minute. Anyway, she tells him he looks good, and she's so proud of him, of course. And they take a picture. He doesn't know where the camera on the phone is because he hadn't seen an iPhone in 5 years. He has seen one.
Funny.
He has seen one, but he didn't know where the camera was. So that's interesting. You always forget what could happen in 5 years with the iPhones that you could forget.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
So talking head, Sarah, the cousin, says, he looks great. It's like he's taking care of himself. All right, relax, Sarah. You're real weird. The whole family's
you're also
weird.
his cousin.
You're just, the whole thing's weird. The whole family's weird. And then he says, I was in prison for 5 years because the reason I got such a big sentence for my DUI was because I was on probation for stealing because I broke into 2 locked cars. So he broke into 2 locked cars, was on probation, and then got a DUI, but it doesn't. So I guess he didn't kill anybody in his DUI because he acts like the sentence was, big. If you got sentenced to 6.5 years for DUI, that would be a huge sentence. But it was because he had aggravating circumstances, but he didn't kill anybody or hurt anybody, it seems, which is what she was attracted to in the first place for him.
She just wanted someone with a DUI. It didn't matter what level of DUI. This is just the first one that she caught. So,
and he's cute. He's cute.
I will say he is cute.
Cute. So he tells us growing up, his biological father had a lot of internal conflict and it manifested in addiction and it really tore their household apart. He said he was very influenced by that and that led him into weed, to alcohol, which led to heroin. I was like, wow, you went right from drinking to heroin? I mean, there are a few things between.
I guess for some people, maybe because we're older, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that's what the youngsters do now. It's just like you drink, weed, crack, then heroin.
And it's like, could you get a mushroom in there somewhere? But roll on some Molly. Get something.
Yeah.
Something.
I mean, there's other things that you can do.
You don't have to go right to heroin.
You really don't.
You got to get pain pills. Did you get some pain pills? Get some Xanax before that? Just there's some things between.
And he was an overachiever. He said, fuck all that. I can do this. Watch me do it. And
that's right. That's right. Why waste time? Let's just get to where we're going. Mm-hmm, yeah. Mm-hmm. So he did heroin, which led to meth, which ultimately led him to substance use disorder. And that has controlled a large part of his adult life. He's an addict. Okay.
Yes, he
substance use disorder.
And it's hereditary, clearly.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Dad gave it to the kids, Yeah.
Yep.
So in his talking head, he says, my first impression of her as a pen pal was she was fiery and passionate about things she wants. And that was very attractive to me.
We have seen nothing passionate nor fiery about her. We've only seen dumbness.
We've never seen her have a job or any interest in anything as such. So what are we talking about?
Can you imagine her trying to have a job?
She had to have had a job before she got that money. But what was it? She was the check-in girl at the tanning bed. That's what she did.
That sounds like a good job for her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
you're in bed number 4.
But she didn't use the tanning beds herself because she's kind of really Twilight looking pale.
She is, but that was good for her. At least she saved her skin. So 24 days into their correspondence, he got sent to the hole. So he asked her to marry him because he was afraid to lose her. Now, we've heard some dumb reasons for getting engaged on these shows, Keisha.
Yeah, that is a dumb one, but she was probably sending him a lot of money.
Yeah, probably so. Now, did
Yeah.
he get sent to the hole because he got caught with the drugs, I wonder?
See, this is what I never get with these women. It's like, okay, you're dating a prisoner,
Uh-huh.
but why would you want to date a prisoner who's also getting in trouble while in prison?
Right.
I don't get that. To me, that's a bad sign.
Yeah. The first part being in prison is the first problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
We
first
can get
problem.
past that. We can get past that.
I mean,
But
we
you
really
can't be
can't.
acting up in prison. Yeah. But we're just saying, if we were the type of the girls who went out to find guys in prison for DUIs,
Yeah.
that's cool. But now you're going way too far if you get in trouble in prison. Now, there's something wrong with you. I got to rethink this whole damn thing. This may not be for me. This may be too much.
You don't really want to get better and you don't really want to get out.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So that's why he asked her. Now,
And boy, does he regret it.
boy, does he understand that when you ask somebody to marry them, they're going to think, yes, that means we're going to get married. It's usually what
We
people
girls
think.
take that shit pretty seriously.
We do.
We don't care. Yeah.
We do. So now in the other car, we got mom and dad and the cousins, and they're talking about how Danielle and Bianca are going to really bone tonight. And I was like, what's this? There's a lot of sexual tension in this family, and I'm not enjoying it at all.
It's very like cult-like. We're all just going to do this together.
And we're all going to talk about each other's sex.
Yeah. And I also didn't like all the sex stuff that was going on in the car with Daniel and Bianca.
No.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah. So we get into their car and they're like, kiss, kiss, kiss. And he says, I can't wait to have alone time with you. And he says, yeah, it's going to last 2 seconds. I'm going to be a 2-pump chump. And then you drink some water and then you can go all night. I was like, what's happening?
I've never heard of that.
What?
You drink a glass of water and you can go on. Like, I've heard that you can do it, then take a glass of water with the Viagra and you can go all night long.
Sure. Right.
But not this version of the story.
Maybe it's because he's so young that he's just like, I got to get it out and then I'll be good to go.
Okay. And so see, our men are older. So they're like, look, I got to take this pill real quick. Hold on. There's more. Let me just take care of this real quick. I'll be right back.
There's more.
Don't move. That's not all I got. We got
There's
more
more.
rounds in me. There's more. But I got to take this pill first. But there is more. Stay tuned.
No comment.
Jay's gonna kill me.
No comment. So, all right. So then he goes, I don't say this word, so I'm not going to say it, but he says, I'm going to paint the walls of your P word.
What does that even like? So that
there's going to be no condom.
I have never in my life heard that description that I'm going to paint that with this.
No.
I've never heard that before.
No, and we've heard
that has to have been that is straight prison talk right there. He had to have learned that in prison.
Yeah, because she's like,
that's quite disgusting.
It was really, I was like, what am I watching? What is my job?
Well, what about her and the coochie sweat?
What did she say about coochie sweat?
You don't want to put your hand down there. It's sweaty. She had coochie sweat.
Oh, well, I understand about coochie sweat, but I wouldn't.
As do I, but I don't want anyone else to know that I want everyone to think it's fresh, clean, not sweating. That is horrible.
She's like, this car does not have air conditioned seats, and we are in Arizona, and it is hot.
They have powders for that, girl. They got powders.
Yeah, girl. Yeah. So, Lumi deodorant goes everywhere.
Yes.
So she says, what if I get pregnant? He's like, nah, you're not going to get pregnant. And she goes, so, okay. So what do you think about us getting married? Like, I can wait. I can wait to get married, but not, I don't know, maybe a year, but not like 2 years. And like, I'm in love with you and I want to marry you. So like, really, I think 6 months max. So she went from 2 years to 6 months.
Right. This boy has not gotten his first meal. He has not even checked in with his probation officer.
Right.
And she's already got him married with kids.
Yeah.
Within 6 months.
This is when
Jump
he says,
out of the car right now, Daniel.
He hasn't even changed clothes.
They'll pick you up.
He hasn't even changed clothes.
No.
So in the talking head, he goes, "Yeah, now she's rushing me into marriage like I should have never proposed because
Nope.
now I'm like promising something I can't, whatever." And
Yeah.
so they're going to eat, and she goes, "Okay, you got to call your PO about the halfway house." So he calls the PO and wants to tell him that he doesn't want to live in the halfway house. He says he wants to live with his fiance, so it's okay for her to be a fiance at that
When
moment.
it's convenient for
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
And I also have to say that he's got a really big. I mean, I'm sorry, a really good PO. He was able to contact him the first phone call. We've had
yeah.
True and other people who've had to literally hunt down their POs. Like, can someone please let them know I did check in? I mean, so hopefully things go well with him. I still don't know if he got approved to not stay the night at the Oasis place for that evening.
I didn't
I
hear
didn't
that
get
either. I did
me
the PO
neither.
just says, "I'll be in the office tomorrow, I'll see if I can get it approved," but he
Yeah,
doesn't say, "So you don't have to go there tonight."
yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they all go to the restaurant and they sit down and they're like, "Yeah, the PO said that I could live with her or whatever." It's not what he said. And
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
mom Leda says, "Hey, just so you know, we are worried about relapses with her drinking and partying. And you need to surround yourself with sober people." And
Right.
Bianca goes, now Bianca gets so specific here. She goes, "Look,
She did.
I'm going to meet people. I'll meet people, I'll make friends. And then those people will say, 'Hey, Bianca, let's go to brunch.' And they'll say, 'Hey, we're at brunch. We should have some mimosas.' And then I think, 'Hey, I might come home a little drunk.' And if that happens, I hope you understand that I'm young. And these are things I want to do with my friends."
But did you also peep when she said, I won't drive home? That means nothing to us, Bianca, because we have learned that you get drunk and you find another drunk person to drive you
That's right. You don't have the best
home.
judgment, obviously.
Not at all. It's just she's not going to stop drinking. There's probably 2 bottles of wine in the refrigerator at her apartment right now for when
Yeah.
Dan. I can see her offering him a drink.
Like, "Is it okay if you just have one drink as long as it's not heroin, right? Is that okay? Right?
Yeah.
I don't
Uh-huh.
have any
Mhm.
heroin here." Um,
Right. But you'll
s
be okay with this.
so you'll be okay with this. And so when she says that, like, you would understand that, like, I'm young and these are things I wanna do. He goes, "Yeah, yeah, okay." And mom goes, "Listen, it only takes once for him to slip up and die. And I'm gonna worry. I'm gonna worry for a while." And he goes, "Mom, yeah, I might struggle with the pull for a glass of wine, or if I saw drugs, it might trigger a memory of doing that, and I'm gonna struggle with that for the rest of my life."
I mean, that's true. It is a
Yeah.
lifelong thing, but it also helps if you have a supportive partner who's not going to bring that shit around you.
Yes. Yeah. And mom cries, and he's like, she's crying, like she's so worried. He goes, "Mom, I
Yeah.
love you. I know, mom. I know. I know." And she goes, "I've been through so much, and if that
Yeah.
happens to you, like, I don't want to live." And she says,
Yeah.
"It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I'm not going to want to live." And Daniel says he definitely understands how his mother feels, and it really hurts to see her that way.
This poor woman. And that bitch
Horrible.
Bianca has zero sympathy for this woman. She's like, "Oh my gosh, are you done yet? So we can hurry up and get the check and leave." Like she
Yeah.
doesn't care.
She's like,
She's
"We've already
mean.
heard
She's always
about
mean.
this, blah, blah, kid that died. You're going to kill
Yeah,
yourself. Oh,
yeah.
we've already heard it. Keep it pushing.
Are you not over it yet? Like,
Do they have
just
beer at this diner?" Yeah. She's
she's
awful.
something. She really is. Yeah.
You're right.
And I
All
know
right,
this is rude. I don't think she's cute enough to be as awful as she is.
I don't either, because in the car, he was talking about, like, "You're so cute. You could just say anything to me, and I'll just melt and do it." And she's like, "What?"
Yeah, this is also the first woman other than like here I go again. Cannot remember the name of the people who work in a fucking prisoner. What are they
The
called?
COs.
COs. I cannot remember it. Like this is the first woman he has seen other than like a CO in 5 years. Of course she's
Mhm.
cute. Yeah.
That's
But we
right.
also have to remember monkeys are cute too. So there you go.
Also, remember he wants to bang his cousin, so there's that.
Yeah, and I think she wants to bang his cousin. So we may, I don't know,
Uh,
maybe them being on Life After Lockup would be pretty interesting. Who's going to hook up with who?
That's right. We get these
Yeah.
cousins on
Mhm.
there, it could be entertaining.
We'll have a whole
Ah,
TLC show,
all right,
fucking
let's
cousins.
TLC, they're always teaching us something.
Uh huh. Yep.
Okay. So Zeruiah, by the way, on
Oh,
this
God.
on this episode, people called her Zeruiah, Zeruiah, but
I, Look,
We don't
I
know.
feel sorry for her. I think it's Zeruiah because we heard her when she introduced herself to baby Troy. She
Yes.
said Zeruiah, but I feel bad for her because it is not easy growing up with a name like that. Like
I know.
I'm a
Yeah.
Rakisha.
Hmm.
I mean, I've told you before. I've had substitute teachers call me Rashaska, Ricochet, all sorts of shit. It is,
Ricochet. Mm-mm.
yeah. I still have classmates from high school who call me Ricochet from that
At,
incident.
at least that sounds kind of badass. Like kind of tough.
Yeah, maybe I should get like a gun tattoo on my face and tell everyone I'm Ricochet, you know?
I
So
think
I get
you know
it
what, Keisha? I don't think the gun. I just think a little bullet. Just that would mean more. Yeah. Yeah.
that you got my back. Thank
Hmm.
you. You're so right. Yeah. So I feel bad for her. You know, you go through life with 7 out of 10 people that you meet mispronouncing your name. It's
Okay.
okay.
I go through my life with 8 out of 10 people that I meet not knowing my name. Um, however, I'm here
But
amongst my
they can
people in
pronounce your name.
Mississippi. I'm here
But
amongst my people in Mississippi, so nobody gets
so
it
they
wrong.
get it.
Yeah,
But at least they can pronounce it.
they can pronounce it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
I did get the list today when I'd gone to the Tri Delta of Ole Miss function, and there was the
Mhm.
list of the initiates, and I'm going to go through and put a little dot by all the double names,
Double
and,
names.
and then do a dramatic reading of them at some point because there's
So
half
many.
of them are double names. Yeah, and
And
I met.
I get it because we have double names down here, but not like you guys. So seeing a double name for me doesn't. It's not like what, huh? Because
Yeah,
we're Texas, but got double
yeah.
names too, but never like a Mary Payne.
I got a girl this weekend that came up and was chatting, and turns out like her dads were friends, and like we knew her from when we were little and stuff. And her name was Mary Dudley. I was like, oh yeah, Mary Dudley, and it just like, and then I realized later, like other people might think that's weird that her name is Mary Dudley, but not me. It just rolled off the tongue.
Mary Dudley. That's
Yeah.
oh,
Also,
I
Mary
never thought
Locke,
about that.
Mary Locke and Ann Locke, Locke. Mary Locke and Ann Locke. I knew there's two. There was a girl on this tried out list that was Ann Locke, and then I knew a girl growing up named Mary Locke. Yeah.
And those are their double names.
Yeah, double names. It's like Mary Locke Smith or whatever, but you go by Mary Locke. Yeah.
So we don't, so what we don't have here is the double names where the second name is more masculine.
So ours, the second name is always somebody's last name from a,
Last name.
yes.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah. No. We're a lot of Mary Ann's, Jamie Lynn,
Mary Margaret.
Bobby Faye. We
Hmm.
have all of those, but nothing like Mary Payne.
Yeah.
I've said your name numerous times and people are like, what's her name again?
Oh, it's Mary. Mary.
It's Mary Payne. Don't you call her Mary. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you're new here, guys, it's a long story. But anyway, it's Mary Payne. You can call me MP if it bothers you. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Zeruiah. So sweet
Mm-hmm.
baby Troy. We're gonna have to call Troy baby Troy because
Baby Troy.
there's no way to do it otherwise.
And I've heard them refer to her as baby Troy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. And by the way, baby Troy is gonna be 45 and still be baby Troy.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
just her name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's her
Uh-huh.
name now.
Uh-huh.
It's a double name like Mary Payne, just baby Troy.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right.
baby Troy comes in. She hugs her dad, Troy, and Zeruiah is sitting there just kind of staring off into the distance. And
In the opposite direction.
yeah, she's just like, oh, I'm gonna act like that's not even happening. I'm just gonna look over here.
She's demonic.
Well,
We have heard her go through a full possession and an exorcism.
that's
And
true.
after an exorcism, the person's just real quiet, like they're just like,
They got it all
this
out.
is her right now. This is her now. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with her.
So Yana is just sort of hanging around over there on the side.
Right.
And Zeruiah meets baby Troy, and they go,
Mm-hmm.
give her a hug. Go ahead and give her a hug. Now, I hate that. I
Mm-mm.
don't like when you
Mm-mm.
tell a child they have to hug
Mm-mm.
somebody. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
weird. I think
Mm-hmm.
that if it's a grandparent, they're like, "Are you going to give me a hug?" That's one thing. But
That's different.
if the mom says to that complete stranger you've never laid eyes on in your life, you got to give them a hug. I don't like that.
Right. No, we don't do that. And people used to do that a lot. We don't
Yeah,
do that anymore.
we don't do that anymore,
No,
y'all. No.
no. I
Mm-mm.
don't want to hug someone who I don't know. And I don't want someone to tell me, hey, Keisha, give that person a hug. Fuck you. No.
What if baby
When
Troy's
that
like,
first
fuck off?
I kind of wish she would have told Zeruiah to fuck off. I would have been like, "Oh, baby Troy, what's your what is your mailing address? I am sending you those little squishmallow pillows. I'm sending you one right now. You did your big one." Shit.
Oh, cute. So, anyway, he gives her, Troy gives her a bunch of gifts, and he
Mhm.
says, I want you to meet, Zeruiah. She's the one who helped get you these presents, and she helped
Mhm.
me, and I want you to see her. So she's sitting there, and Zeruiah's being nice and everything. In his talking head, he tells us again that words can't describe how much he missed her. He missed out on so much of her life. He never wants to have to go through that again. Every little girl needs a father, and he made mistakes to take himself away from her. And he knows that if it'll happen again if he doesn't make the right decision, so he has to keep it together. So,
And I have to say this. I have to
okay,
say this. I don't know if this Yana girl is crazy or not. I
right,
agree with a lot of the things that she said this episode. A couple of things I didn't.
yeah,
But however, I will say it is always a sign that the mother has still said good things about the absent parent by
uh
the
huh,
way that the child reacted to that parent.
Zeruiah,
Shh. No, no, no. How baby Troy reacted to her dad. You cannot tell
gotcha,
she's not been around him in 7 years. So that means that the mom, Yana, has been saying good things like this is your dad, da 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 da. Probably letting them have, communicate over the phone and things like that. Because she didn't act like he was a stranger to her.
yeah,
Even
I
though
think,
technically he is.
yeah, that's right. She hadn't been like he's a piece of shit that left, and all
Exactly.
that,
And
right?
people do that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, and so, okay, so then, he tells Troy, baby Troy, that, Zeruiah is the only other woman in my life with the same last name, okay? And if your mom gives you a hard time about your relationship with her, as you see fit, you build your own relationship with her. You don't have to call her mommy or any shit like that. You can call her Mama Z. You can call her Miss Z. If you want to get your nails and your hair done, Miss Z is going to take you.
Whoa. This was very awkward.
It was
And I don't
Troy
know.
putting something in her mind there.
Yeah, I did not like this at all. And I kind of wish someone would have said, "Troy, don't
Don't
chill.
yeah,
Like stop. Like this kid technically does not even know you.
right.
And here you are introducing I don't think Zeruiah should have even gone
I
to
thought it
this
was
visit.
yeah, I think it was very strange for him just to be like, "If your mother gives you a hard time about your relationship,
Yeah.
you c" I was like, "This kid is 7.
And
She's
all she
7."
knows is her mom.
Yeah. So she's gonna
Yeah.
do what her mom says anyway. So, I didn't like that at all. So,
No.
Zaria's like, "I just want you to know I'm so happy to meet you," and she kinda cries and says,
It
"You're
was so
so"
fake.
she said, "You're so pretty and you look like your dad." I was like, "No, she doesn't. She don't look like her dad.
She looks just like her mom.
Looks just like her mom."
That
And
cry
she
was so fake because she really hates that child secretly. She's like, "I wish you were never born. I
yeah.
want Asmael or Ashmill or Ashtray." What the fuck is her son's name? What is it?
Azael? It's Azael?
As okay,
There's a H in there, but you
him,
don't say it. Yeah, yeah,
him. I just want Troy to be his dad.
yeah. That's right.
Mhm.
Even though we only saw him like half of 2 episodes and he had
Twice.
to deal with,
That is it.
fucked up Karen, poor kid.
Yeah.
So, she says, "I really love your dad, and I would never disrespect you or be mean to your mommy." Why are we
What?
talking about Yana? Like, what is
And
happening?
and I gotta give it to Yana.
Yeah, me too.
She is not telling them to fuck off right now because that would have pissed
She's saying nothing.
nothing. And she's aggravated as hell, you can tell, but she is like keeping her cool about this because
Yeah,
man, was that like not cool on either part with Troy and Zeruiah. I
yeah.
mean, everyone's just kind of like standing there,
Like, why are
like
you bringing that up? It makes no sense at all.
no one knows what to say. Everyone's like, okay, a few minutes ago we only had like this veggie tray, but someone actually went and got a bucket of chicken. So we do have chicken. So we're just gonna eat this chicken before the flies and shit get on it. Yeah, it's just awkward.
It was awkward. So, Yana is just staring off on the side like, "Okay, when's this gonna
Yeah.
be over?" So then Karen and Yana go off on the side, and,
Mhm.
one of them, I think it's Yana, says that Zeruiah is aggravating, and
Yes.
then Karen says, "I'm glad you're being nice," and Yana says, "Why wouldn't I be nice?" And she says,
Yeah.
I told my daughter she doesn't have to be nice or speak to her or anything. I think she was just like, we're going in here. Your dad's going to be here. If you don't want to
Right.
talk to that woman or whatever, you don't have to. You only really need to talk to your dad. And even that, you don't have to talk to him for that long because you don't really know him,
Because she
you
doesn't
know?
know him.
Yeah.
No.
So in the talking head, let's see. Oh, Zeruiah says, no, I didn't talk to Yana because why? For what? When you know someone's going to be reactive, there's no point in having a conversation. She won't even be responsive to what I have to say.
It doesn't matter. You still attempt to do this.
Yeah.
And like I've mentioned before, I was a baby mama and I've also had to deal with baby mama and an ex-wife with the child. And
Hmm.
it is not easy, but that's when you have to really dig down deep and you're like, I cannot stand this motherfucking hoe, but there's kids involved. So
Yeah.
let me be the bigger person. And sometimes it doesn't work, but you still have to attempt because I don't want someone who I'm not okay with for my, I don't, people treat people's kids mean just because they don't like the adult.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, at least try
Yeah.
to communicate.
So Yana says to Karen, she goes, he tried to force the hug, and my baby does
Yeah,
not have to be forced to hug. And I
that's
was like,
true.
that's right, Yana. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So in her talking head, Yana goes, I've got nothing to say to Zeruiah. She said it wrong. Um,
She probably said it wrong on purpose.
yeah, she said she is nobody to say anything to. I am the mother of the child, and Zeruiah should have made a point to communicate with the mother of the child. If
I
she wants
agree.
to be around my daughter, I mean, it's common sense. She's
Mm-hmm.
not cute to me. She should be
Mm-mm.
happy someone like him is even standing next to her because who are you? She has not been a good wife to him. She cheated on him while he was in prison. I give it 60 days. It won't last. Now,
I
meanwhile,
mean,
her outfit is questionable, but she does have
yeah,
points.
the top would have looked much better with some jeans and not warm up
Mhm,
pants
mhm.
or whatever the fuck she had.
It's
But
like
her
she got
hair was
half
cute.
dressed. Yeah, it was like 2
Yeah,
different outfits. Yeah.
her hair was cute. I was like, okay, I like that hair. I may get that hair next.
Her hair was cute. I didn't like the piercing in the middle of the lip because I never understand
How do
those.
they do their lipstick?
Go
What do you do?
around it,
Put
I
the
guess,
lipstick on and then clean it off?
and then
That's
do a
too
little
much.
dot. Yeah.
That's
It
too
always
much for
makes
me.
me like, like rub my ooh, that hurts.
Yeah, that
So,
just seems so uncomfortable. I don't
kids
know.
are crazy. The kids
Yes,
be
they are.
crazy.
Yes.
So, okay. Then Yana and Troy hug. He goes out there and they hug, and she says, "Welcome home. Now give your baby mama a hug." And he hugs her and he gives her the gifts to take home that were for the
Hmm.
baby. And he says, "Thank you so much for bringing Troy to see me." And then in the talking head, Karen goes, "That outfit Yana had on today, she wasn't coming to fight. She was coming to get some heads turned, but I'm not naming names." And
Oh,
then they
that's
show
so
Giannis, and then
funny.
they show Zeruiah sitting over there in that horrible orange top and green coat.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
so
surprised she didn't have that damn sponge sponging on
just
more makeup.
was
Just
like,
she just packs it on, packs it on, packs it on. I'm like, girl.
I hope that I haven't seen her on lives and stuff. I know people have seen her on those lives. I haven't seen it to know if her face is cleared up and stuff, and because that's hard. It's and she's you could take some Accutane.
I think that it did not look as bad
Yeah,
on her lives.
yeah,
But I
maybe
mean, we'll see come Friday how it all looks.
that's right
So
because she'll be back.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, um, Yana says, let's see. Okay. I think that does Yana say this? She says this to Troy. I'm trying to see if she said it in talking to him, but she says it to Troy. She says, I have no issue with you. I have no
Mm-hmm.
ill will towards you. Yeah, you broke my heart when I was having Troy raising her, but it's cool. I'm past it now. I want to see you happy and prosper as a man because I know who you can be.
That's
That was
nice.
nice.
I told my baby daddy, you ain't shit.
Well, maybe that's because he wasn't shit.
And he wasn't.
Okay. In a talking head, Yana says, we broke up around 2016 during my pregnancy. It was rough around that time he went to jail, but we've been in touch. We have a tight relationship and everything's fine. So he's like, I
Yeah,
want to talk to you about the co-parenting. She says, well, it's kind of hard because, you're in Syracuse, we're in Buffalo. And he goes,
right.
okay, but like summer's coming around so she can come and stay with me for a week. And she goes,
Oh
no, 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 no.
no.
No,
Mm-mm.
no, no, no.
No, no.
She
Not
says,
cool.
"No." She says, "I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with her being in Syracuse. The only reason I'm letting her stay here right now
Yep.
at this party is because your whole family is here. But
Yep.
other than that, she's not going to be around Zeruiah, whatever the fuck that girl's name is. She's not going to be around
Yeah.
her." She said, "That's a stranger." She said, "You don't
She's
know
right.
her in the real world. You only know her from a phone call and a visit. She's a stranger."
And he should have said, I've also seen her through a possession, but yes, technically you're right.
And
Oh,
he
boy.
goes, he goes, "You're doing the most." And she goes, "No, I'm not." And,
Love
he
that.
goes, "Well, you wanna meet her?" She goes, "No, I don't wanna meet your jail buddy." Um,
Which was
she
so funny.
and he goes, "As far as visiting," she goes, "We'll cross that bridge when we come to it." And, he goes,
Yeah.
"Okay, okay." He goes, "Well, I'm just happy to move forward." She goes, "All right, all right." And her talking head, she goes, "Yeah, I don't like her. I don't want her around my daughter. And
Mhm.
why would I trust you around my child when you don't like me and you haven't even tried to get to know me?" And she's right.
And she's absolutely 100% correct.
She
Yes.
should have
And that's a
tried to
scary thing. That's a
she should
scary
have tried to
thing.
don't you think she should have tried to
Yes,
befriend
I do.
Yana? But did something
Yes.
happen? Did something happen, like, she went to Buffalo to see Karen, and then something happened with Yana when she was there? I'm trying to it seems like they mentioned something about something happened in Buffalo or something.
There might have been some beef. I don't remember, but she still should have gotten up and at least acknowledged Iana,
Yes. Thank you
especially in
so
front
much.
of baby Troy.
Thank you for bringing her over. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
Mhm.
gotta be it's just be polite. You don't have to be best
That's it.
friends. Just be
You're
polite.
not gonna live in the same house together. You're not gonna see her every day. You don't have to talk to her every day, but I
Yeah,
mean,
she
her
lives in a
kid is
whole
going
other
to be around you.
she lives in a whole other town. So,
Yeah.
back in the yard, Zeruiah asked Troy, "What was that about?" And he goes, "Look, basically, she feels like she, which I think he means baby Troy, needs to get to
Mhm.
know me before she's going to even let you be around Troy."
Right.
And he goes, "I don't know. I feel like she's trying to be messy. So I just have to agree to disagree with her." Why is she being messy? Why? I feel like Troy has let Zeruiah like poison his mind against Yana because we haven't seen Yana do anything.
Yep. I agree. I think most definitely. I mean, look how she behaved just at the thought of him talking to Yana on the phone.
Yeah. It's weird.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, I think he's like, how do I deal with both these women and still see my kid?
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
So, in the talking head, Zaria says he doesn't know how to have a conversation with her without appeasing her. And in his mind, if he just keeps the peace, he can control the situation. I can tell he's not telling me everything. That conversation is going to happen soon, but tonight's not the time. I'm going to play it cool. I'm not going to be over emotional. I want him to bask in the moment, with his daughter. I don't want to put a
Hmm.
stain on the day. Well, you already have was sitting over there with your stink
With
face.
that
You already
stank
have.
face. Yeah,
Yeah.
she did.
So they take a family picture with Troy's family and baby Troy, and then Zariah and Troy leave the party. This could have been like a noon to 6 situation, but it seemed like it was a noon to
It
noon
was
30 situation.
yeah. I was like, why are they leaving so soon?
It
Like,
was
could they not have stayed the night? Like,
it was
because
weird.
baby Troy was still there.
I didn't but maybe he only got a pass and he can only be gone for a certain amount of hours and they gotta drive 5 or you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I forgot that
Yeah.
he's like on probation and shit, and he's only been out. He has been through a lot, and I don't think he's been out 7 days.
No, and he's got an ankle monitor too, so they know exactly where he
That's
is.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So they leave, and so he tells her in the car, like, "I really want you to see how things are gonna change now that I'm home. I wanna be able to love on my wife. I wanna be able to take care of you, and I never wanna let you down." And she's just
Yes, she's pissed.
yeah,
Oh, she's pissed.
just driving with that, angry face.
Mhm.
And in the talking head, he goes, "Yeah, we do have a few hurdles to figure out. Yana is triggering for Zaria, and I
You
understand her."
think?
Well, you're not helping, mister. You're not
No.
helping. And I understand her concerns, but all I can do is show her that I'm a faithful individual.
Well, she's the one who needs to prove that she's a faithful individual. She's the one who cheated.
Great point, Keisha. Yeah,
Every now and then I have one.
what has he done? What has he done to show that
Nothing.
he's not faithful? Nothing.
Nothing.
That
Mm-mm.
kid is 7. The kid is not 6 months old and he banged some girl in prison. I mean, the kid is
Right.
7.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right.
Oh, Zeruiah.
All right, let's go to Shantae and True. Shantae and True.
The
Now,
village fucking idiots.
these two. So
They are made for one another. And they also got engaged. Did I send you
I
the picture?
saw that.
I was like,
I
oh
saw
my
that. She's a
God.
dummy. She's a dummy. So is
Yeah.
he, though. Yeah.
And she needs to clean her fucking glasses.
They are always, they have those lens wipe. You could buy like a pack 100 at Walmart for like $4. Those little lens
Yeah.
wipes, they're so good. And you just wipe your lenses with them. I love
I'm
those.
so sick of her just walking around looking like Arthur from Arthur.
I was trying
Like,
to think, what is the cartoon character that always has the glasses that are like beiged out in the middle?
oh, I don't know who that is, but she just reminds me of Arthur.
That's
Not
really,
not triangle head, forehead Arthur, but hey, hey, what a wonderful time
it's
today. Yeah,
Arthur.
yeah. Yeah, that Arthur from PBS.
What animal is Arthur?
Well, how do you say it? An aardvark?
An aardvark?
Yes, that's what he is.
No, because an aardvark has a super long nose.
I know, but that is what he is.
Okay, so Arthur the aardvark? But Arthur the aardvark doesn't have a super long nose. It's almost like he's a mouse. He's got the little glasses and
Or yes, that's why people were confused for years. It's like, is he a hybrid? Is he a bear and a bunny? Is he half
yeah,
koala? And they're like, no,
yeah.
he's an aardvark. Yeah,
All those things you said make more sense than aardvark.
yeah. These people like to play with us. They really, really do. They're like, you know what? This show's gonna be on for 30 years, and we're just gonna let these guys kind of just wonder what he is, and then we're gonna hit him with it. He's an aardvark.
Do baby aardvarks not have that long nose?
He's not a fucking baby. Okay.
Hey, y'all, my favorite place to buy anything is Quince. And I mean anything, guys. I feel like, could go over there and be like, you know what? I'm looking for a perfect dress for this wedding that's going to be 4 months from now. And you just look and it's there. You guys, they have everything you need. They have the jewelry, they have the gorgeous handbags, they have amazing shoes. And I just bought for myself a long silk slip dress. So normally I wouldn't wear something like that because I would think, I don't know how this is going to look. Well, I got two sizes, put it on, and guess what I put with it? My little Quince black cashmere cardigan. You guys, I'm going to be so cute on my New York trip. That's what I'm wearing one of the nights we go out. I'm very excited about this. Also, recently got a suitcase from Quince. I'm taking that on my trip as well. I should take pictures of all these things for y'all. I'm telling you, the other day I found on there this gold necklace with a diamond in it. And I was like, putting this into my cart because guess whose birthday is coming up? It's mine. They have these timeless classic guys. You can make a capsule wardrobe of all the classic items. I say you get a bunch of like black and camel items, put them in your wardrobe, and then you just have these classic things that will go with anything else you want. It's incredible. Again, you guys, that cardigan sweater I got, they have the cashmere for only starting at $50. The silk dress was so inexpensive, so inexpensive. If I would have gotten it from another place I won't name, it would have been 3 times as much. Okay. So upgrade your closet this fall with Quince. Right now, you're going to go to quince.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's a long time. That's a long time to think about something. That's Quince. QUINCE.com/pinkshade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade and let me know what you got.
Okay, he's not a baby, and neither are his parents. They don't have that nose either.
You know that
No,
when I'm done with this, I'm gonna be looking up Arthur. Oh, it's because I mean, you've got little kids around
right?
your house. I hadn't had them in a long time, so I can't remember some of these
I
cartoon characters when you tell me. I'm like, huh. I never dealt with Peppa Pig either. I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
God.
sorry I missed out on that little British biatch.
Oh, and Mila Peppa Pig had a chokehold on Mila. We
Did
we were
Mila walk
all
around with a
speaking.
British accent?
She did it, but the rest of the house did. I'm like, here we go.
Okay, let me
Arthur
see.
Reed.
Uh-huh.
Can you
Hold
see?
it up so I can see it. Let's see. Yeah, that's what he looks like. Yeah, that's what he
He's an
looks like.
he's an he's an aardvark.
Oh, that
There he
makes
is,
no
right
damn
there.
sense. He looks like a
Speaking
mouse.
of aardvark,
No.
mouse, baby bear, everything except for what the fuck he is.
Well, we're just gonna say he's the species of Shantae, because that's how we got to this conversation.
They cousins.
Oh,
They third cousins on her mama's side.
oh gosh. Shantae, the thing about Shantae is that she's just got big cheeks, that's just the shape of her face.
And little
And
small button, almost button
yeah,
nose.
yeah. So she
Yeah.
looks like she's like 12. I mean, but in fact, she's 35 with grandchildren. So,
Yeah.
okay. So they go to Peppa's haunted house. Okay. So we're at Peppa's haunted house and Peppa meets Shantae. Now he goes, I got to introduce her in here, Peppa. I got to show her like nothing's going on. Like it's cool here. I'm safe here. Peppa's in a
And you're
hoodie
not
that
sexy.
says, drop it like it's hot. And the house is so much wood paneling and seems I would be depressed if I had to do house arrest in that house. It's so
That
dark.
would really I mean, white walls depress me. So I don't even know what that would do to me. It just
It's
was dark and brown.
dark and brown. And Peppa, I don't know what's happening with Peppa, but she is like, I'm only going to have my eyeballs showing. I'm going to pull everything over.
Peppa was quite interesting. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Not gonna say anything else.
do we think he's banging Peppa?
Most definitely not. I don't think anything about Peppa likes a dick.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
No.
I didn't get that
No.
vibe, but I was watching it on my computer and I just could not get close enough to the screen to figure out what was happening with Peppa.
I don't think she likes penis.
Okay.
And no, it doesn't matter the color, the size. She's like, ew, get it away from me.
Not even true.
Yeah.
So,
No.
the house looks fine on the inside. The living room looks
Yeah.
nice. Everything seems other than the wood paneling, it seems fine.
Yes.
And so Shantae's like, "So you're just gonna let him stay here?" And she goes, "I'm glad to help my people out when I can, as long as they don't do too much." So
Mm.
Shantae goes, "So is he allowed to have company?" And she goes, "No. I'm a homebody. I don't like to have females. I don't like to have any visitors, period. I don't do people or bitches or nobody." And Shantae's like,
Scary.
"Okay.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Aye, aye, Captain.
Okay."
Yes. All right.
So we see True's room, it's really organized. You see these prisoners come
Mhm.
out sometime, they keep it real tight and right.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and he says he can leave the house on Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 12. And the producer says, "Well, do you plan to sneak out other times?" He goes, "Nah." And producer says,
Shit.
"How are you gonna make money if you can't go to the casino?" And he goes, "I have other little side gigs. It's all good. Don't you worry your little head about it. It's good. It's good. I got Kells doing runs for me. It's all good."
I wonder, we've called him True Lie, but I
Mhm.
wonder is his middle name really Lie?
Could be.
It should
Could
be. Yeah.
He's got other little gigs. Let me tell you something,
Like
anybody that
what?
can only leave the house 2 days a week from 8 to 12 can't make enough money to live unless you've got a computer job that requires you to be at home, and I don't think that's what's happening here.
Or maybe he's gonna design and make t-shirts. Maybe he and Arthur can collaborate and Arthur does the designs and True does all the printing and
Yeah, that's right, that's right, but they're gonna have to be a size extra small for True because he's not gonna wear anything that
that's
fits.
the only way he's going to wear it. Like,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow.
He wants if it's not cutting off a little bit of blood circulation, True doesn't want it.
That's right.
Mm-mm.
So Shantae says, "How are we gonna do this?" And he
Mm.
goes, "It's not gonna be long. I'm not gonna be here long. I just gotta build up a little trust with my PO, and then I'll be off of this. It'll be fine." And she says, "Well, maybe this will make you mellow out, and you'll be a homebody like me."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Maybe." And she goes, "Listen, I don't want to do this long distance relationship." And then he takes her into the bedroom, and they start like making out. I'm like, "Ew."
There was a lot of kissy kissy making out and stuff like that this episode. I don't know. Just ew. I don't like it. Gives me the
So
icks.
so in the talking head, she goes, "If he's actually present and there for the birth, maybe it'll help him grow up. I don't know."
The way she talks about the birth, it it makes me sound like someone who is like prepping a bear for birth. Like we got to help her through this. We got to make sure she's eating all the right things, getting all the right supplements, and we got to have a team together. We got to have cameras on her to see when she's going in. Like she says it like it's you're gonna have the babies in a hospital. Like
Yeah.
You're
The
giving
birth.
birth. Like
The birth.
she just says the birth. Like it's going to be the first birth of this. She is half aardvark, so maybe this is a special birth. She's right. I take everything I just said back. This is a very special birth. She's right. We all, yes, he does need to be prepared. She's right.
Oh my God.
It's
Half
special.
aardvark. I cannot. So now she's in Cape Girardeau, wherever she
How do
is.
you
And
say it? Like, what is? How do you say it? Gerardo.
I think it says Girardeau, like Depardieu, like, but it has the
Okay.
EAU on the end, like bow. But I think you don't pronounce
Yeah.
it because he says Cape Girard, but it is Cape
Okay.
Girardeau because it's got that EAU
Okay.
on the end, French style. So
Yeah.
anyway, she's in Cape and she's mumbling. Every time I come to Cape, it's bullshit. Blah, 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 blah. She's packing stuff in her car and she calls her bestie Janiyah. And Janiyah goes, "What's up?" And she goes, "He cheated." And then she tells this story. She said his phone was attached to his Bluetooth and he went into a store and she could still hear bits and pieces of his conversation on the Bluetooth, which is hilarious. That happens to me all the time. My phone will connect to whoever's car just because I'm always driving
Oh,
somebody else's car.
wow.
So like if Dave gets in his car to leave and Dave will be put his car in reverse and it'll be like, and the murder of the children, he'll some murder show that I'm watching, or it'll be somebody screaming about Vanderpump Rules. He'll be like, "God damn it, I'm trying to drive.
Baby.
Get this Bluetooth. How do you turn it off?" So
That
that's
is
what happened
funny.
here. That's what happened here. His
Ooh.
Bluetooth stayed on in the car and she was in the car.
Mm-mm-mm.
She said she heard bits and pieces of the conversation and said he was going to drop Shantae off and then go pick this person up. And when he came back in the car, she said, "Who were you talking to?" And he said, "Nobody."
He couldn't be faithful one night. One night. Why couldn't it be, hey, my girl's leaving town tomorrow?
Yeah.
Hook up with you on Monday or Wednesday when I can leave the house. He had to do it that night while she was in town.
He says, "Nobody." He says, "I wouldn't fuck nobody while you were in town." And
That's good to
I
know.
love you. I want to be with you long term. I'm just having fun. I use protection. I've been in for 13 years. I'm just enjoying my life, but I'm going to do it right. And then I'm going to get back with you. You said I'm supposed to wait for you. He said, Shantae says, I said to him, "Am I just supposed to wait for you?" And then I said, "Bitch." And she starts calling him bitch. And, I always love when a girl calls a
That's
guy
so
bitch.
funny.
So
Yeah.
she says, "I just said bitch." And the funniest thing, though, True is on the Keisha plan.
That's the same thing producer James said when we were watching. Everything he said, I was like,
That's what he should
yeah,
be doing.
it's really, yeah. He's trying to, but Shantae keeps fucking it up.
He just wants her to get on board. Like, get on board with the
Yeah.
plan. I'm gonna fuck all these girls for about 9 months till you have those
Yep.
babies,
Yep.
allegedly. And then we're gonna be together. And then after that, I'm probably still gonna fuck some more girls, but it's fine. Get
And
on
she's
board.
not going anywhere.
I mean,
She's not gonna, she doesn't true. To her, True is good arm candy.
mhm,
Like
mhm.
she wants people to say, wow, look what Shantae pulled.
How'd you get that
Look at
guy?
him.
Mhm.
She likes that. She's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
True probably is gonna have 12 other kids while he's with her, and she's still gonna stay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hmm.
So in the talking head, she's like, he got a call from a girl he was talking to. And, I'm just over expecting anything from him. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. He's such a gaslighter. He's a cheater. So
Yeah.
she's on the phone with Janiyah and she goes, "Yeah, I'm taking his stuff back over to him right now. Yeah, I got to go back to the crack house. Listen, I wish I would have taken the picture. I would have sent him in the group chat pictures of that crack house because it is a crack house."
It
I
is a
was like,
crack house. Yes, it is.
wow. Wow.
Yeah, and it actually looked worse in the daytime hours than it
It
did
sure
at
did.
night.
And
That's pretty bad.
at night, it looked like a haunted house and it looked
It
worse in the
did.
day. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you open the fucking door and there's Peppa.
Yeah. She's like,
Ooh,
"You here for some
I don't
business?
like nobody.
I don't like any bitches." So in the talking head outside, she cries and she goes, "I should have known it would not work. And to make it worse, I got pregnant by this man. I should have known." And, I know he's going to say, "I just misunderstood. He's just trying to lie to me." So she
Mhm.
goes to take him his stuff. It's like a white grocery bag, plastic, got like a shirt in it or something. I don't know what
There
this
was
stuff was.
no reason for her to take that to him. Or she simply could have passed by. She didn't even have to stop and thrown it up the
Yep.
stairs, and that
Totally.
would have worked out. But she wanted to see True.
Yeah. So he pokes his head out when she's hanging in on the door and trying to talk. And she goes, "We're no longer talking." She walks off. So he stands on the porch and is literally smiling and laughing at her and,
Yeah.
and says, "That's my baby mama. She ain't going nowhere."
And he's right.
And she's just sitting in her car. So he's right. And he
Why
goes,
didn't she drive off?
I guess because production was like, "We're going to try to get y'all together or whatever." She's like, "I'm not getting out of the car." And he's like, "I'm not allowed to leave the porch." So he says, "Shantae, who you talking to?" And she says, "I'm talking to Naya. I'm talking to Naya." And he goes, "Oh, you're lying about me to Naya." And she goes, "You're lying." And he goes, "No, no, no. We're both lying. We're both lying." And she goes, "What am I lying about? I'm not fucking anybody. You are." He's like,
Being pregnant.
he, well, you said it. Okay. So then
Mhm.
he said, um, he's saying it like to production. "I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth." And Shantae goes, "Oh, you're gonna tell the truth? Okay, Naya and I would both like to hear the truth." And as he says, "I'm gonna tell y'all the truth," as he does it, his phone rings and he like picks it
That
up
was
and
hilarious.
they go, "Who's that?" And he goes, "Yeah, I don't nobody. I don't know. I don't know.
Nobody.
I don't know.
Nobody.
I don't know."
Mm.
So then he goes, "It's all her fault." And she goes, "What is my fault? I didn't do shit to you." And he goes, "You won't get out of the car and give me a hug." And she goes, "You think a hug is gonna fix this? You can just keep your charming little funky ass back right somewhere. I was not gonna fix it." And he goes, "Yeah, I thought we could end on a good note." She goes, "We did end on a good note. I brought you your clothes. I could have just burned them like a regular person." That's the funniest thing she's ever said.
This is the most personality that we've seen out. He should make her mad more often because we like this version of Shantae.
That's the funniest thing she ever said. "I should have burned him like a
Yeah.
regular person."
Yep. Like a regular person.
So he says, "Don't come crying to me later and saying sorry." She was like, "What? About what? What did you do? You're playing the victim. What are you talking about?" So the producer goes, "So who did Shantae catch you talking to last night?" He goes, "Nobody."
I mean, the girl's name really could be
It
nobody.
has to be. At this
It
point,
has
it
to
has to
be.
be. It has to be. So she drives off and she says, "It's the same shit over and over with him." She's talking to Naya and she says, "Did you hear this?" She said, "You know what it is when somebody lies so much, they start to believe their own lies. And when he
Yeah,
goes in at 18, he comes out at 18. Yes, we know this."
that's right.
And,
Yes.
and Naya goes, "Well, I got to tell you something. I'm tired of hearing about him. So you got to let him go." Yeah.
She
Naya's
is.
like, "Am I going to be on the next season and get paid a $50 Amazon card? Okay, we can keep talking
Right.
about him."
So they're
So,
not, but she says, Shantae said on one of her 50 million lives that
yeah.
they chose to take a year off.
Oh, that was good of them. Okay.
So we'll see. I'm sure they'll be back.
I'm sure they'll be back,
You
especially now
know
they're
they will.
engaged. Yeah. I think they're
Mhm.
like, "We gotta keep this money train going, so let's pretend to be engaged. Let's pretend I'm pregnant again," all this stuff.
'Cause we gotta open that restaurant.
We gotta open that restaurant where nobody
We
can
need that
cook.
restaurant money. Mhm, mhm.
So in Talking Heads, she says, I'm thinking about just changing my number, not telling him when the babies are born, and having no contact with him, and him not being present for the birth,
The birth.
might be the best thing that ever happened to me." Well, all right. In the
Okay.
Talking Head, he says, "Yeah, we're breaking up, but I don't believe it. You know, we need each other, and we just both need to accept it. We're gonna be together." And
He's right.
he's right.
Yeah.
And the producer goes, "So were you cheating on her? Why don't you explain that part?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "But I can't give y'all the sauce. Nah, 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 nah."
Mm-mm.
And he says, "The game is to be sold, not told."
That's right. Mhm.
What, are you a poet now? What's happening? Yeah,
That's prison poetry.
I've never heard that. The
He
game
hadn't
is to
either
be
until he said it.
so right.
Like, he thought of that right then and there and said, "You know what? This shit rhymes.
That shit rhymes.
Let me
Oh,
say it."
maybe I should
Yeah.
be a rapper. Let me call up Montana Mills.
Do you
So
think he's not trying to be a rapper?
I haven't heard that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
He
He
is.
looks like he's got the stuff on his hands and
Oh my god.
so so he says so he stands up to leave. He goes, "All right, I'm going to go." And the producer goes, "Just sit right back down."
Right.
I like because the producer's like, No." So producer says, "Sit just right back down." And he goes, "No, no, 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 no." And producer goes, "No, I need you to sit back down." He goes, "Nah." He goes, "I got to start house arrest tomorrow. I'm not staying here. I got a lot to do." Walks
I
off.
don't blame him though. I really, really do. I got shit to do. Look,
I got to go.
I
I got to
can't
go.
be out until Wednesday. So I got hoes to fuck. I've got
I
to
got
go
to
to the
host.
gym where there's a mirror. I don't have time for this. Y'all got
I
the
got
story. This is all you're gonna get.
I got host to fuck. All right. Hope and Arthur. Speaking of Arthur.
Yeah.
Um, Now I did see that Arthur got his charges dismissed and got out of prison. Is that correct?
he's out on bail because he still has other charges that he's facing.
Okay. And
But
they
for
have
now,
to
he's out.
okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So, they're still out to dinner with the sisters and the grandparents, and the sisters are like, "Let's cheers to being in the hot seat." Blah. Pop, granddad takes Arthur to the side and goes, "I gotta ask you a question. Were you in a gang?" And he says, "No." And that's good
It's
for Pop Pop. Pop Pop really was like,
yeah, that's
I
good
gotta
enough.
Pop Pop's like, "I gotta," because Pop Pop was a correctional officer, so he's
Yeah.
like, "I gotta know how bad this is. Is she in danger?"
He no, Arthur's in danger. He needs to be worried about if Hope is in a gang because she looks like a member of the fucking insane clown posse with that hair. She's part of a gang.
Keisha, I'm glad after this you and I are taking a break from each other for 2 days because
It's just one day. We don't talk Monday and we talk Tuesday twice. So get ready.
the amount of laughing that we have been doing for the last few days, I gotta get my Botox redone. You're like, my God. Okay. So they're walking out and he says, "Yeah, like they were grilling me. You just left me to fend
Yeah,
for myself." And she goes, "Well,
yeah.
they grilled me before you got there." And
And they did.
and
They did.
she goes, "Everybody's waiting around hoping you'll just like step up and be a macho man." And she goes, "So I'm just not going to answer the questions for you." And he goes, "But I'm not a macho man in general. So like, what do you," and he's not, he's like, "I'm not that
He's
guy.
not at all.
I got a sewing machine, girl. What are you
He's like,
talking about?"
I'm petite.
Yeah.
I fell asleep first at the slumber party, so someone drew a triangle on my forehead. He's like, I'm not macho. I'm not.
Oh my God. You guys, if you would like to see something on video, that's what's happening here. Okay. It's over on YouTube. It's free. Okay. So, oh my God. Okay. So she says, whew, she says, "You need to show that you're going to stick around." And he says, "I want to show that I'm going to stick around." She goes, "Well, that's different than stepping up." And he goes, "We're not married. We're not engaged. You're my
Mhm.
girlfriend and we need to grow to that other stuff." And she goes, "But I want to be with you forever." She's drunk because she's all like smiley and happy.
Yeah.
She's like, "I want to be with you forever." And she goes, "So maybe I was hard on you, but I just want the best for both of us. And are you going to give me that?" Like the engagement. And he says, "I'm trying. I'm trying to write. I got to get a job first." And
This boy just had a mental breakdown. Be gentle on him.
yes, I agree with that too. And she says, and her talking head, she goes, "I think we're gonna last because two people who want to make it work, we can make it work. It'll be painful, but we can get through anything." And he says the same thing. And his talking head, he goes, "We've been through a lot, but when you love someone, you stick it out, and our life will be fun and spicy. I'm never going back to prison." Well, guess what? It was fun and
That shit
spicy,
didn't
and
end
somebody
well.
got shot, and then you went back to prison.
Maybe back to prison. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Julian and Christine. All right. Wow. So
This made me sad. I'm not gonna even lie.
it made me sad too. But
Yeah.
since your husband does stand up
Mhm.
comedy, and I know lots of stand up comics, you
Mhm.
cannot just go up there and tell a story like we do here on this podcast.
No, he just did a show Friday night. No, it like that scene was hard for him to watch. He's like, I cannot believe she's up there doing this. Like,
She doesn't have any, she has no outline.
no,
She has no flow to, "I'm going to tell this story, which is going to flow into that story." Nothing.
nothing.
She
Like
needs to
we are
literally
funny.
take an online class on
A
how to be a stand
class.
up. Yeah.
Like we're funny. We banter. We talk shit. Like that's our funny. We're
Yeah.
not get like material ready and perform it in a club full of people.
I could
No,
never stand up on a stage and tell
no.
stories and hope I could remember why they were funny and what the funny
Yeah,
part is. And I mean, no, it
yeah,
is a
yeah.
real skill. In the
It is.
words of Whitney Rose, a real skill. So, it's stand-up night, okay? So she's like, "I've got a bunch of stories, I've just memorized them, and so that's my plan." And she says she's always been the funniest person in the room, and she was voted as funniest person in her class 4 years in a row. She loves making people laugh, and she knows it's a trauma response. Welcome to
Mhm.
the stage, Chris 50. Still no explanation for the 50. Um, and she gets on the stage and she's like, "I know I don't look like a convict, but my charges are bank robbery." And bank robbery is one of the cooler crimes. And as she's starting to talk in this terrible outfit that I thought was cute that is not flattering.
But it
Um,
did look cute at first, but then I guess we got like
I
the
don't know if like the
full.
belt hiked up or what, but it wasn't.
It didn't look good. But I mean, I like that she committed to the whole I'm a convict and here's me in my orange jumpsuit.
I agree. That was
Yeah.
funny. That's
Mhm.
okay. Let's work on that. Let's build on that. So she's
Yes.
getting heckled. And so she's like, first night in jail, I shit my pants. And
That's
they're like
not
heckling
funny.
her. And then she goes, and so I just said, like, no, I didn't rob a bank. I robbed 6 banks. So Julian is there. He's
Oh,
arrived. And
thank
he's
God.
he's like, my first instinct is to go and hit the guy, the heckler,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So she starts to tear up. And her friend like yells out from the audience, you're doing great. You're in Annapolis. Everyone here is an asshole. So she was like, she walks off the stage. She's like, this is what I should have expected, of course. So then she goes and sits with her clothes on the toilet. People were very
Which
upset about that.
horrified me. Like I had to take a break. I'm like, whoa, pause. I cannot. I have a thing about toilets, period.
Okay.
And I have a real phobia of public toilets.
Okay.
So to see her go in there and sit on that toilet really did something to my soul.
In her
Like
clothes, you mean?
that's what I say without her clothes.
No, I'm asking it. Was it the clothes that bothered you? I mean,
That she just sat on there like it was a seat. It it just gave me it did something. I was so uncomfortable. I
it was
didn't like it.
it was strange. It was strange.
I was like, you didn't make sure it was clean. You
No.
didn't put toilet paper on it.
No.
If there was
Mm-mm.
shit residue on that toilet seat, now it's on your orange jumpsuit.
She just came
That's
from
how my
prison.
brain works.
She just came from prison.
Oh, yeah, that
It's
doesn't
fine.
bother her.
It's fine.
You're right. Way to
That
bring her
is her
on back to reality.
that is her chair in prison.
You're
That is
right.
her chair in
Mhm.
her cell. So,
You're absolutely right.
she's taking off her mic. She's like, "I don't wanna be here. Everybody in the audience was jerks." And she walks out, and her friends are like, "You were doing great. Those guys were just jerks." And she's like, "I just wanna go." She gets in the car.
Oh,
So get in the car, and she tells him, she's like, "I just choked under the pressure. It was awful. Makes me never wanna try again,"
she shouldn't.
which is what he was afraid of.
Yeah.
And then her talking head, she goes, "In prison, you're completely invisible and nobody sees you. But then you go out in the real world and people see you. And then if you put yourself on the stage, it's like overwhelming and it almost feels threatening." Well, you did it to yourself, girl.
And you weren't funny also. Let's
Right.
not forget that part. You were not funny.
It's a job. And if you're going to do a job, you better prepare before you better know how to do the job before you get on the stage and try to do the job.
Look, she thought she was preparing when she was making those flyers. She's like, this is enough. This is going to make people think I'm funny.
Right.
I'm a convict comic. This
And I
is
only colored in
everyone's
half the
going to get it.
flyer. Yeah. I
Yeah.
used a purple
Mhm.
Sharpie. So
Mhm.
in the car, he's like, "You're amazing, and I think you're hilarious. Like, don't worry, everything is fine." She's like, "Ooh."
No,
So
no.
the next morning, she's out smoking in the yard and looking at her phone, and he comes out to chat with her, and he's like, "How are you?" She goes, "I'm feeling better today." And that guy last night, it just made me so angry and irritated and like mortified, and I was so embarrassed. And he goes, "Look, you are actually funny. You are. You really are."
Right.
And she goes, "I just have to work on remembering things when there's distractions. Like I have to, and I really do appreciate you coming." He's like, "Of course." And her talking head, she says, "I never thought I could have goals and dreams as a kid. But Julian ignited that in me, and I hope that we can build a future together. He's my rock. He's the most kind gentleman I've ever met. I would marry him tomorrow." She like makes a joke about him proposing and stuff.
Right.
And that's it for their story. That's it. They go back in the
I
house.
mean, I think they will probably last. I mean, she
I can't
was,
believe they never addressed the fact that that whole first half of the season when we saw them in West Virginia, they both got arrested for shoplifting.
I don't know how that was left out.
I don't either.
I
I don't either.
I really early I that is very weird to me because that would have made their storyline a lot more interesting.
Like, whoa, what happened there? And then he like got caught because he tripped in the
In
grass.
grass.
By the way, I would probably trip running with some shit and some grass too.
Well, I would have never
Um,
ran. I no. I'm
I would
like,
have been
"Oh,
like, "Oh my
caught
gosh,
me."
I thought I paid for it. Oh, I'm
Yep,
sorry.
that's it. Yep.
I thought she paid for it. She thought I paid for it. Whoops, my bad."
My bad.
Mm. Uh, she's been out of prison 14 minutes. Whoops. So we end with Kim and Joey. So we start off where he is still waiting around for a beep to come and talk to him. And he says what he wants from this meeting with Beep is to find out why she ghosted him when he first went to prison and why she hurt him the way she did and just ruined him for relationships in the future. And he's watching this truck. He's like, I think that's her. If she went
Yeah.
left out that driveway, I was like,
He knows an awful lot. I mean, even like the direction that she would come from her house. Like,
mm-hmm.
how do you know where she lives? Number
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You could have had this one-time conversation via text or WhatsApp, whichever
Mm-hmm.
one. You had
Mm-hmm.
options there.
Or
And
FaceTime
that's
or
it.
phone call. There's lots of ways to get in touch with people these days. Yeah.
And that's it, you know. But he had to make himself look like more of a dumbass because he totally got stood up.
But because we keep going beep, beep, beep and not saying her name, this means this girl
Yeah.
was like, I'm not signing a release and I'm not doing shit
Nope.
on camera.
Nope. Not at
So
all.
in the talking head, he's like, I do not want her. I am done with her. I don't lie to Kimberly and I damn sure don't cheat on her.
If that lady had come and like tried to get with him, he would have totally fucked her in that park. I truly believe that he would have. He would have.
Oh. So Kim is sitting at home on the couch and she goes, I am not okay. I am not okay. Our engagement party is now. Like, is he leaving? Is he coming back? Like, what are we doing? So now he shows us that he has texted that girl bleep and she didn't answer. So he gets in his truck and he sends a text says, leave me the fuck alone. Now, if she ever contacts me again, it's over. I am not answering.
What is
Sure.
over? What
What's
is there to
over?
be over?
Your
What
texting
is it?
relationship? What is it?
Yeah. I mean, she did leave you alone, standing there in the park in the rain.
He says, I think she's not answering me or she's standing me up because she's got a fiance or a husband or something at her house and she can't leave the kids alone. And she thought she could just sneak out and cheat on him like she always does.
That's what he wanted to have happened.
Like she always does when? With you since you've been out of prison? What do you mean since like she always does? What'd you talk about, Willis?
Mm-hmm.
Um, she's been
Not really.
contacting me, telling me she loves me. I don't want her to contact anymore. I can't stand her. Sounds like you
But you
got
you have done everything except for block her
yeah. Yeah, you
or
talked
told
about her
her
a
to leave
lot.
you the fuck alone.
Yeah.
You have talked more about this girl than you have Kimberly.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Mhm.
So he goes back to the house and she's sitting there and he goes, all right, let's go. We can go to that party. We can go to the engagement party. Everybody's coming. We love each other. We're fighting over some dumbass bitch I don't even care about. And she's like,
Mm.
okay. I did pay $2,000 for this party, which by the way, this party looked like it's about 200. And
But the food, that spread,
oh, that food looked good.
that looked real. I was like, damn,
I
that was
clocked that charcuterie. I
good.
was like, Keisha's gonna
It
like
was
that.
nice. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I did.
So they get in separate cars and she was like, why are we driving separate? I don't know. That was never
Because
explained, by the way.
he doesn't like her.
He's
He
like, I don't
won't
wanna ride
even
in the car with
ride.
those kids. Oh my god.
I don't even think the kids were there. I don't think he likes Kimberly at all. There was zero reason for them not to ride together. None. He's like, well, there's too much stuff to put in one car. You had a vase and two boxes. That was it.
That's right. That's a great
Yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah.
So in her talking head, she's like, I flipped my whole life upside down for this man, and I'm not ready to let it go for some silly ass argument. And Tatum's coming to the party. That might be weird. So
Oh
the
boy.
party starts, people arrive. Tammy, his mom, right? She's so excited, and the food looks good.
Because
Tammy's
she
got
doesn't want him to live with her.
Tammy's got a new haircut, and it's a mullet. Tammy got a new haircut and she went mullet. She said, I'm tired of the helmet head and I'm going mullet. I'm doing what the
Full
young
mullet.
kids do. So Kim is telling Savannah, his niece, and Tammy, oh gosh, we just had this big argument, y'all, and I can't do it anymore. I can't do this arguing. And Tammy goes, just put it to bed. He knows he wants no part of that girl. You two are devoted to each other. Please do not send him to my house.
Please,
So
because I'll have to move. I don't want him there. I'm done.
don't.
I am sick of him. And when I'm not sick of him, I'm tired of him.
I
Please
want to
keep him.
I want to visit him at your house.
I will
So
pay child support if you just keep him.
So Joey tells those two buddies, he
Mm.
says, yeah, she flipped all the way the fuck out today because of that WhatsApp thing. And they're all like, oh, no way. Yeah, yeah, any woman would, you dumb fucking
It's
bunch
a
of
dating
dumbasses.
app.
So Tatum walks in. What is Tatum carrying?
Yes, she did. A personal fan.
Tatum is carrying her personal fan. You guys, this is
Mhm.
the fan I recommend. You can find it on my Amazon storefront. Go to pinkshadepodcast.com, click on that Amazon link. Seriously, this is the best fan. It is $12. And you see people all the time on TV with these fans. And I'm like, there's a reason. This is the best one.
They're good. Well, but she must like be going through menopause or something because
Oh, yeah.
everyone else was there
Yeah.
dressed like it was
Yeah.
cold outside, and here she comes, short sleeves on and a damn fan. I'm like,
Tatum's going
okay,
through the
Tatum.
change. I felt that.
Yeah. Hmm.
I've got to sneeze. It's going to come out in a second. So
Okay.
Tatum goes, so Tatum walks in and Kim
Yeah.
is standing there with Joey and she's like, hey, and he goes, hey, and Tatum goes, it's weird seeing y'all together. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. And then you keep hearing her fan keeps going off
Yes.
right into her microphone. But she acts like she has just seen, I don't know what, an aardvark at the party. She is like,
Yeah,
I don't,
exactly.
she is acting so freaked out. And
Yeah,
she
it's
goes, I
very
don't,
weird.
it's very strange. And she goes, I need to talk to you, Kimberly. I've got to tell you about something that Joey just did. I need to talk to you right now. And so I'm like, ooh, she must have driven by
What?
the
Yeah.
park and saw him at the park
Yes.
talking to that girl, something.
Yes.
So she
Yes.
takes her outside. She is in tears, in
Yeah.
tears. Okay. So
Mhm.
did you have an idea of what this was going to be?
Way more than what it was.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, 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 she got something.
Yeah.
She's got something.
Yeah, me too.
And she goes, when I walked up to the party just now, when I walked in, he whistled at me. And she goes, like, what do you mean? Like what? And she goes, like, and she goes, oh,
Okay.
okay. That's what guys
Okay.
do. That's some stupid shit guys do. Okay. And,
Especially someone stupid like Joey.
yeah. Who's
Yeah.
was standing there with a bunch of prison friends outside. He's like, oh, what's this? I know that. That's my girl's cousin. Who? Um,
He probably did the same kind of whistle when he saw his mom walk up.
yes,
I
I'm sure
mean,
he
it's
did.
Joey.
He's like, new mullet, mom. Who dis?
Yeah.
So, and she goes, I just know he's gonna play you. I just know it. And Kimberly goes, this is okay. Okay, thanks. And she goes, I can't stay. Are you okay if I leave? I'm so hot. Are you okay? Are you okay if I leave? And
Yes,
so
please
she
leave.
leaves. Yeah, please leave. You're really bringing
She
everybody
needed
down.
to.
Um,
That was
so
rude for her
it
to do
was
that at
it
her
was
engagement
it
party.
was so weird. It
It
was
was
so
very, very
weird.
awkward. Yeah.
So in the talking head, Kim goes, I love Tatum. I do. I
Yeah.
love her. And I'm
Yeah.
concerned that she's upset, but I'm caught off guard. Like, it's been 20 years. Okay. This
She's
is
not
my
over him.
this is my engagement party. Sit down. Sit
Yeah.
down.
Enjoy this very beautiful spread that I have provided for you guys,
And I have
and
so
possibly have
much
a glass of
Tupperware to take it
wine.
home. Yes, have some of
Yes.
that rosé. Come on now.
Something. Yeah, it was rude.
It
It
was
was weird and rude.
it was weird and rude. So outside, Tatum tells sister cousin friend Ashley, she says,
Yeah.
I hate him. I hate him. I have to leave. I can't do it. I have to leave. And Ashley goes, it's
What?
okay, girl. You can go.
Yeah.
You're obviously
'Cause you're
having a
making
hot
everyone else
flash.
uncomfortable. Yeah,
Yeah,
and a mental breakdown
yeah,
possibly.
it's
What's
okay.
going on?
That acetone
She
from those nails have gotten up your nose.
she
So
needs, like, those hormone pellets or something like
she needs
that
a pellet.
because
She
yeah.
does.
Mhm.
And she says, once a cheater, always a cheater. It's a matter of time. Ashley's like, not the time or the place. Bye bye. So then we see the talking head together, Joey and Kim, and he says, you think I like winked at her or whistled at her or some shit? And I don't. And she goes, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. He goes, I
Mhm.
don't have
We
any
thought
day.
you fucked her.
I mean, you
We
would have
thought
thought
you fucked her the way she reacted.
we thought you were the girl from the WhatsApp. Like what? What? I mean, we thought that was going to be the
Mhm.
reveal. Like
Yeah.
so.
Oh, yeah,
I
that
was
would have been good.
that I've been getting that girl to text you to see what. Here's what he really said. He screenshot the wrong stuff. Whatever.
Oh,
But
yeah.
no, it was just she couldn't take it. And, he goes, "I don't have any idea what she's talking about. Like, I guess she's upset because like 20 years ago, like I was her first love. And then like I took her virginity and all the things you do with the first love. I don't know. I guess that's what that is." I,
Well, it must have been a good dicking because she is not over it at all.
and then remember that Kimberly said, when y'all were together in 12th grade, like he also fucked me. Like, come on now, girl. So
Yes.
inside, Kimberly talks to sister cousin Ashley and somebody else is sitting there. And she goes, "Y'all, this is my engagement party. And she just told me he thinks he's going to play me." And Ashley goes, "Tatum is very worried about you." Also, she was having a terrible hot flash. Um, and then the talking head Ashley goes, "He definitely did whistle at her. I was standing right
Mhm.
there. It was very uncomfortable." And
Okay.
truthfully, they're moving too fast. And I think that he wants to love her and he
Yeah.
wants to do this, but I don't know if he can. And I think that's
I
more of
mean,
the point that we need to be making here.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
But that is not something you tell someone at their engagement party. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
This
She
seems
just
like a
paid
phone call later
$2,000 for
on.
that charcuterie tray.
And
So,
boy, was it a charcuterie. Like that was food porn
well, I'm
right there.
just like, I hope you brought your Tupperware and your Ziplocs because you're going to be eating charcuterie board sandwiches for a week because you paid for it.
And I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So here we get the closing cards. Okay. So we got
Yes.
Kim and Joey are planning their wedding with or without Tatum. Did you see that
Mhm.
Tatum had a new sign for her shop?
What did it say?
Nails by Tatum.
Thank God.
She
She
was sitting
finally got it.
She was sitting under that
Yeah.
sign that said Nails by Tatum.
Okay, good. Good
Um,
for you.
their story continues on Life After Lockup.
Okay.
Julian hopes to land a new job soon.
Hmm.
Christine is giving stand up a second chance.
Ooh,
Julian finally introduced Christine to his father. She still hasn't met his kids, so she's still locked away in the attic. Okay.
it's so crazy. Hopefully by now
Hopefully by
she's got
now. Yeah. Well,
kids.
they're on
Yeah.
TV. Yeah. Like, who did daddy get arrested with? Here's the nice lady. Um,
What's wrong with our jaw?
Daddy, something's wrong with her mouth. So, Letitia and her girls are living in another rental in Davenport, Iowa, and we just see tons and tons of boxes. Her
Mhm,
plans to relocate are on hold. So that's yet another promise she gave to that little girl that she didn't keep.
mhm.
And Letitia was recently arrested. She's real smiley in her mugshot. And
Yeah,
she
she takes a good
says,
mugshot. She's got
this,
enough of them.
this is all she says. She says, "I was charged with a theft charge. It's a 5-year sentence if convicted. So I'm very upset about it. Hopefully things are going to work out in our favor."
So we know that Keith was released last week.
September
He
24th
was.
was his release date. Yep.
And he actually got out.
Uh-huh.
And apparently, the house that she was talking about then, she got it in someone else's name, didn't
Mhm.
pay the rent. And now that
Uh-huh.
poor person is being sued by
Got
the
it.
rental company.
That'll
Yeah.
do it.
Mhm.
That'll get you in trouble.
Yes,
That
it
is
will.
theft.
Mhm.
That'll get you in
And
trouble.
she's got a long rap sheet.
We want better for those girls. We want better for those
Yeah.
girls. We do.
Hmm.
Hope and Arthur broke up after filming. Arthur was arrested May 24th and is awaiting trial.
Yeah.
So we know he's out, but he's awaiting trial. And
Yeah.
well,
They gave no details about what happened.
nope.
Yeah.
Zeruiah and Troy are planning a wedding redo with family. Redo? They don't- You mean from
They
the
got
prison wedding?
prison married. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Hmm. Hmm.
A wedding redo with family and friends, even Karen. Their story continues on Life After Lockup. And they did Karen wrong. They showed her like putting her bonnet on, looking all crazy.
I don't think Karen cares.
Karen don't
She's
give.
5 gummies in. She don't give a fuck.
She's 5 gummies in. She's getting paid by this show. She don't give a shit.
Yeah, she's she's
Um,
she's good.
True is no longer on house arrest. And
Okay.
then we see, which again, guys, there's lots of questions if this is true, but we see Shonta saying, "We are no longer expecting." We went in and they just said they can't find a heartbeat on either baby, and it's very hard. Now, if we're going on that being truth, that is completely devastating and very hard. But
Mhm.
many people think that was not a correct story that she was telling. We don't know the answer.
We don't know.
So we're just going to go with, yes,
No.
that's sad. It's sad
Mhm.
if it's true, and if it's sad if it's you're lying about it. It's all sad.
Either way, it's sad.
Yeah,
That's a good way of putting it, Mary Payne.
I
Either
know.
way, it's sad. You're right. Mhm.
And then we end with Daniel and Bianca in the car. It says, literally, it says nothing. It says Daniel and Bianca continue their story on Life After Lockup. They're like, we don't even care enough to give them. They went to the house and fucked. We don't even want to tell you anything about them.
And we're okay with that
It was
because we
fine.
don't want to know what all got painted.
We don't know what one got painted. We don't want to know what cousin jumped in for a threesome. We don't want to know
No.
nothing. No.
Mm-mm. Nothing. Mm-mm. No. We're
That's it with
good.
this. That's it, guys. And next week we're going to start right here on Mondays. Life After Lockup. We've already told you who's going to be on it, and Keisha on the Libra Lounge this week. You're going to be breaking down some more Puff Daddy bullshit for us, I hope.
Oh, I don't know, but we most definitely have to record this week. But there was an episode released last week, so there you go. But yeah, we most definitely will be putting. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to wait until the season premiere, or you know what, I could be not lazy and I could do a show this week and then next week, starting with the 1,000 Pound Sisters premiere.
Right. Oh yeah, that'll be
The
full of drama since that girl
girls
arrested. Yeah.
by the camel. Here we go. Another camel story. You know, justice for the camels.
Do you know what? A
Free the
camel
camels.
kind of looks like an aardvark, actually, when you think about it.
You know, apparently there's so many different versions of aardvarks we really didn't know. Like, it's like, here's an aardvark, and then there's like, or you could be this kind like Shonta, or you could be this kind like the camel that Mary Payne just mentioned, you know.
Or one that looks like a koala bear / rat. Not sure.
Yes. And
Not
that's
sure.
what we all thought Arthur was for many years. I think I told
Oh.
that lie to my child. I'm like, oh, he's half bear.
Oh, look, he's a little bunny. He's so cute.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't.
Aardvark.
Once again, we digress into aardvarks. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Everybody follow Keisha. The Libra Lounge with Keisha is her podcast, and the Libra Lounge with Keisha is also her Instagram. Please follow me on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. And if you want to find this fan, head over to the Amazon storefront
right now.
And guys, don't forget, Wednesday, $10 Pink Shade Prime, you'll hear Keisha and I breaking down the new season of Love is Blind. Thanks, Keisha.
Bye.
Bye. My son's calling me. Bye.